I'm not your enemy, I'm your best friend. Rival on the streets, but together in the pen. Let's set trends where you can count me in. Let's get money like an ATM. Different sides, but the same intentions. If you kill me, we can complete our mission.
Grace and peace, everyone. Once again, this is Bishop Bowser coming to you, yours truly. Just wanted to talk about this, the phrase, a chain is as strong as its weakest link. And I want to shift that word chain to gang, right? A gang is only as strong as its weakest link. Most time when you see someone that's weak, lack courage, can't fight, seem to not have any heart, many times individuals like that in the gang are trampled upon, are not protected, or ran off, talked about, nobody wants them around, and so on. But if you're going to be banging and have a gang, at least I'll just, share with you, back in my days when I was gang banging, coming up in the 70s and through the mid 80s, we had people that we knew didn't have as much as heart as others, that some couldn't fight. Some, every time they got in a fight, they got beat up. We knew that there were some that didn't have any courage at all. And, but we didn't run them off if they were down for the set, right? Because we understood that we were only strong as our weakest link. And so you have to strengthen that weak link, build up that weak link so it can become just as strong as the strongest link. And that's how you build and make a group strong, right? Not promoting gangs. I'm just trying to give you some examples here to illustrate the difference between now with gangs and back when I was coming up with gangs, and why today the gang thing is just playing out when it comes to the camaraderie and the togetherness, right? Today, if someone doesn't play their part, many times they get what they call DP'd now and all those type of things. We didn't have that when I was coming up. And I'll share a story with you. One day we were at a park. I don't want to say what park it was, but me and my homies, West Coast Crips. And, when we went to this park, we knew it was about, fighting, at the park. Every now and then somebody might pull out a gun or something, but most part it was about fighting. So we went there every Sunday, ready to throw down. Sometimes we're finishing up from what happened on Friday and Saturday. And I remember one time, it was me and some of my homies, we were, just, enjoying I think it was a band there, kicking back and enjoying each other, enjoying the band. And there was some rivals, right? And it was like 3 different gangs that got together against us. They had us outnumbered. And they came up on us. They walked up on us, right? And one of the dudes had some gloves on, right? And he was like, walked up to one of my homeboys. And I don't know if he caught my homeboy off guard, if my homeboy, was scared or what. But he walked up to one of my homeboys and said, me and you, let's shoot some heads up, me and you. And my homeboy kind of hesitated, right? And he was like, you want to shoot some heads with me? And he kind of smiled and giggled a little bit. But, he didn't accept the challenge. And, before, we allowed any time, a great amount of time to elapse, I should say, one of my homeboys stepped forward and said, F it, cuz, hey, shoot some heads with him. If he whoop you, you're going to have to whoop me too, right? And then another one of my homeboys stepped up and said, yeah, and then if he whoop you, you're going to have to whoop me too. And then I stepped up, a lot of the other homies, and so we had a line set up, right? That all of us was like, nah, we with him, and if you whoop him, and it was letting our homeboy know, like, we got your back, and whatever happened, even if you get your butt whooped, it's okay, we got your back. And one of my homeboys that like to fight, right? Because when you're banging. You know who the shooters are. You know who loves to fight, who can't fight. You know who have more heart than others. You know who you have to watch because they always getting into stuff. But one of the homies who loved to fight, you know, somehow he sneaked in the middle of everything. And the dude that called my homeboy out to fight, my other homeboy sneaked in there and started whooping up on him. You know, they started fighting, and my homeboy started beating him down. And right after he whooped him up, we all started fighting, right? We started fighting our rivalries. We was whooping them. There's more of them than us, but we was whooping them up. And we chased them across the street to the other side of the park. They was running up the hill. And as they was running, we didn't realize that the police was lined up with their riot gear on, helmets, shields, batons, and all of that. And so all those guys, those rivalries, they ran actually to the police, right? And then the police started marching down, coming at us, and they tried to grab us. I know one of the police officers tried to grab me. I threw him and tried to get up on out of there. And I did. I didn't get arrested that day and so on. But when we got back to the set, no one attacked the homeboy or DP'd him or talked about it, because we understood that the strongest link in a chain or in a gang is only as strong as its weakest link. And we have to back each other up. We have to support each other. We have to get each other's back, right? And build each other up and help each other know in a camaraderie that we love you and we got your back, right? Even when you fail and make mistakes, it wasn't about DPing. We'll talk to you. If you get your butt whooped, we might laugh at you and talk about you a little bit, you know, but all fun. And just depend on how the mood, right? Because like if a homie got whooped up, that was like us getting whooped up. We took it serious, right? We was just as angry and hurt as a person that got their butt whooped. And even if we saw that rivalry that whooped the homie's butt, it'd be like, it's me and you now, and or you know, whatever, you know, comes after that. And so today, when you look at gangs, you know, they DP their homies for petty stuff. There's really no camaraderie, you know, where they'll really get each other's back. Everybody is clout chasing, trying to make a name for themselves. And it's an individual thing rather than an organized group thing. And that's why, you know, even back in my days when I when I left the gang, and I left in good standings. I didn't leave in bad standings. I left in good standings. But when I gave it all up, I saw that betrayal happening. And it's way worse today, right? There's no camaraderie. There's no family. You might have a group and a clique, and they might be a little tight and so on. But back in our days, we all was tight. You just had a few bullies that had to be dealt with. But for the most part, there was a camaraderie, there was a love, there was a respect. We had each other's back. We didn't come back and want to try to DP somebody because they got their butt whipped or they failed to fight someone that called them out, right? It was all about us building each other, making everyone strong enough so that when we do face the enemy the next time, we'd be even more ready. And that's one of the reasons why, you know, we were so together and so feared back in our days, because of that unity and that camaraderie. You don't have that today. And that's part of the problem, other than, you know, me being against the violence and everything else. That's part of the problem. But you know, hey, look, if that would have stayed, no telling, I'd probably still be with it today. But I'm not. So I just want to share that with you. A gang is only as strong as its weakest link. And if you kick your weakest link to the curb, DP your weakest link, disrespect your weakest link, you're disrespecting your set, your homies, your whole gang, and you're going to fail eventually.
All right, y'all. I'm out of here.